Everyone, just want to hop on here just for a little bit, just to have a little online discussion about everything that's going on with Tendernism, him being allegedly let go from the Smokehouse, and how everybody in the community really, I just really feel like you guys are coming out of a state of protection. You just want to protect our own, especially just want to make sure that he protects himself and especially what he has created here online, because he did cause a lot of virality and a lot of buzz. Before I get going, I do want to say that nothing that I'm about to say constitutes legal advice. I am an attorney in recovering, but I'm no longer practicing law. And so nothing that I'm about to say constitutes any type of legal advice. I'm just a person that likes to dig deep. I like to research. And so here's what's going on. There was a post not too long ago that I saw today that there was some confusion on who owns the trademark on Tendernism. Everybody's upset because they feel like the Smokehouse went in and tried to trademark Tendernism, knowing good and well that made it popular through all of his social media posts. And then there was another comment that said, well, I thought there was another guy that came in and tried to save it and own it before the Smokehouse filed the trademark. And that is absolutely correct. I was coming into the post to just say, you have to be careful because both of them could have filed. There's different classes that trademarks can fall into. So Kenneth Harris, who was the attorney who originally had filed for the Tendernism trademark, could have filed in different classes, and then the Smokehouse could have come in and they filed in different classes to try to own the trademark. And now there is now a third party that has entered the building, and we'll get to that in just a little bit, who has now filed a trademark on Mr. Tendernism, and that was just filed on February 22nd. Okay, so let's get into it. First, Kenneth Harris filed a trademark on Tendernism on November 16th of 2025. The class that he filed that original trademark in was for shirts, hats, pants, socks, shoes, pretty much merch. So if somebody was trying to use Tendernism on merch, he was trying to own the trademark with respect to that category. He then comes back on November 21st of 2025 and files a trademark on Tendernism again, but this time in the capacity for restaurant services, mobile restaurant services, pop-up restaurant services, etc., etc. Now, some time goes by. Now here we have Diamond Smokehouse Enterprises, and all of this is public information, you guys, who comes in and files a trademark on Tendernism on December 6th of 2025 for online ordering services in the field of restaurant takeout and delivery, restaurant services, mobile restaurant services, anything under that restaurant category they filed for. Turned right back around on January 8th of 2026 and then filed for the same exact category and class that Kenneth filed in for t-shirts, hoodies, and sweaters to be able to put Tendernism on merch. Okay. Before we get into the new trademark that was filed on February 22nd, what I do want you guys to see is that the difference between what Kenneth Harris filed and what Diamond Smokehouse Enterprises filed was that Diamond Smokehouse actually has a date for when Tendernism was first in use. They allege that the term Tendernism was actually first used around April 17th of 2024. The document that is attached to their filing, it looks like they updated their trademark filing to include a document that said that it was used either online or on the website. The document shows that the food truck was wrapped and that at the bottom of the food truck it said hashtag Tendernism. So they allege that it was first in use in April of 2024. And if that is true, then there may be an issue when it comes to Kenneth's filing, because now the Smokehouse is saying, we used it first, okay? And that does have some sort of priority in trademark filings. But again, I'm not an attorney. I'm going to bring an attorney on my podcast so we can discuss this further. Okay, I went to the document that they filed. There's nothing that is time stamped for me from what I saw to show that what they attached proved that that was on April 2024. So I went to their Instagram account. I haven't gone to their other accounts first, but I went down on the Instagram account back to around April 17th of 2024, or was it 2025? Maybe I didn't go back farther. Maybe I have to go back to go see if it was in fact in use. And from what I could see, it wasn't. But again, now that I'm thinking about it, I may not have gone back far enough. But I did see on October of 2025, they did post a food truck, and hashtag Tendernism was on the side of the food truck, which predates when Kenneth Harris filed his trademark application. So that's something to know. So if you any of my TikTok or IG reel sleuths want to go back and see if the food truck was wrapped prior to, I think I went back to April 2025. So you can go back to April 2024ish and see if it was on the food truck or on the, any screenshots, anything like that. That's what they're alleging in their trademark application, which predates what Kenneth Harris puts, because Kenneth did not put any first in use information on his trademark application. And how could he? He's not a part of the restaurant. It was alleged that Kenneth was just trying to do the right thing and do right by Unc. Okay. So let's get into this new filing. So now there's a new filing out of Georgia by a woman named Connie Simmons, and she has filed under Mr. Tendernism. Again, she filed on February 22nd of 2026. She did not allege any first in use for Mr. Tendernism. Again, how would she have that information? It just looks like a spam filing, in my personal opinion, somebody just trying to hop on the bandwagon. I couldn't find any affiliation between her and Unc. I did see that she had previous trademarks, some that are now dead. She has another one that's still alive that she filed in April 17th of 2025 under a completely different brand. It looks like it's an apparel brand called Nah Son. Anywho, so I this is just someone, in my opinion, that is just trying to capitalize on the virality of Tendernism. Again, she filed hers in the category or in the class of business consulting, and it was the similar class that the Smokehouse had already filed a trademark in. So when it comes to Mr. Tendernism, I honestly, myself, and then I saw some other opinions online, we don't really think this is going to go very far. So you just wasted your filing fee. But okay, Connie. So again, all of this is public information. So why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because just because you're first to file doesn't mean that Kenneth is going to own it. It's going to be a fight, but it's also going to be a fight for Kenneth to raise it with respect to the Smokehouse. Look, you included this documentation. Now you have to prove that you were first in use as of April of 2024. Again, but the problem is going to be is that I already saw some things online that showed me that the word Tendernism was in use prior to when Kenneth filed for his trademark application. So it's going to be a fight to the finish. This new one that just came in by Connie Simmons out of Jonesboro, Georgia, I don't really think it's going to go that far, but I'm curious to know what you guys think. Put it in the comments. I am bringing on a trademark attorney to my podcast to discuss this very thing. Because again, I don't want to give you bad advice. I'm not giving you legal advice. Sorry, my tongue is blue. I had ocean water from Sonic, but that's neither here nor there. So stay tuned to the PR Yourself with Leah Frazier podcast. I will be bringing on a very dear friend of mine who is an IP and trademark attorney. She is my trademark attorney, and she's going to break this down for us and hopefully give us an opinion on which way she thinks the USPTO office is going to go. I have my opinion. Unfortunately, it's probably not what you guys want, but I'm just looking at the facts and what I found today, and that's that. So leave me a comment. Let me know what you think below, and let's just see how this turns out. But let's all go support Unc in his new ventures. So apparently he's supposed to be opening his own restaurant or maybe doing his own thing. So let's just go support him in that. And I mean, if y'all can make jingles for Dr. Pepper off of TikTok and IG Reels, I'm sure we can find another word outside of Tendernism for Unc that we can make sure that he owns, trademarks, and monetizes. So let's do that.